Imagine this, the soft glow of dawn filtering through floor-to-ceiling windows in a sleek Manhattan high-rise, where every morning feels like the start of a dream. That's where I found myself, wrapped in the arms of Ryan, the man who made the world feel small and safe. He was everything a woman could wish for, tall, with that effortless charisma that turned heads, eyes that sparkled like polished emeralds when he laughed, and a career as a top-tier investment banker that screamed success. But it was his heart that hooked me. Or so I thought. He'd surprise me with handwritten notes tucked into my coffee mug, whispering promises of forever. Our loft was a haven of modern elegance, with exposed brick walls and views of the Hudson River that took your breath away. And now, it was buzzing with the sweet chaos of wedding plans, fabric samples strewn across the marble island, venue photos pinned to a corkboard, the air scented with vanilla from cake tastings. We were debating centerpieces that evening, me flipping through catalogs of orchids versus wildflowers, when Ryan glanced up from his laptop, where he was crunching numbers for our honeymoon fund. "Whatever lights up your eyes, Sophia," he said, his voice like warm honey, reaching out to brush my cheek. "This day's about you glowing, that's my only priority." My chest tightened with that familiar rush of adoration. 2 years together. And in mere months, I'd be Mrs. Ryan Hayes. Life was aligning like stars in a clear night sky, except for one shadow that loomed. Unspoken and heavy, his family. From our first dates, Ryan had walled off any talk of them. I'd probed gently once, over candlelit Italian in Little Italy. "Tell me about your folks, what shaped the man I love?" His grin faltered. Just a flicker. Before he recovered. "It's messy," he'd replied, gaze dropping to his wine glass. "They're old school. Suffocating types. Mapped out my life. Inherit the family hardware chain in upstate New York. When I chose Wall Street instead, it exploded. They cut me off. Said I was dead to them." I squeezed his hand, aching for his pain. "That's heartbreaking." "Ryan. I'm here now." He nodded, smile returning, but dimmer. "Ancient history. You've made my world whole, and I let it rest, not wanting to reopen wounds." As the wedding neared, though, the silence nod. My dad, ever the organizer, called while I was at brunch in Chelsea. "Need addresses for Ryan's side. Kiddo, invites go out soon." My fork paused midair. "They won't be there." "Dad." Silence stretched. Then disbelief. "His own wedding? Come on." Sophomore. Explaining Ryan's tale felt hollow, like reciting lines from a script I didn't believe. That night, as he stirred risotto in our gourmet kitchen, I hugged him from behind, voice tentative. "Dad asked about your parents' invite." He froze, spatula hovering. When he turned, his face was granite, eyes storm-dark. "No," he snapped, the word a blade. "I've said it, they're poison. Not welcome." I recoiled. "But Ryan, weddings heal rifts. Maybe time has softened things." He stepped closer, voice low and unyielding. "You don't get it. They're destroyers, not menders. They'd poison our joy with their venom. I won't let that in." Seeing my hurt, he softened, gripping my hands. "Sophia, trust me. This is my line in the sand, past stays buried. For us." His plea melted my resistance. "Okay," I murmured, burying doubts in his embrace. The evening flowed back to normalcy. But in bed, his steady breaths mocked my unease. Our life was a grand mansion, but he'd just revealed a bolted basement door. And I wondered what horrors lurked below. Weeks blurred in a whirlwind of fittings and tastings, me shoving suspicions under layers of lace and RSVPs. Ryan was flawless again, affectionate, attentive, We chose platinum bands that gleamed with promise, sampled tiers of red velvet cake until we laughed ourselves silly. The chill from that kitchen moment thawed, almost forgotten, until a stormy Sunday, when I dove into a surprise montage for the reception. Mom had shipped boxes of my childhood snaps, me gap-toothed on bikes in Central Park. Prom nights. Family trips to the Hamptons. Grab some of Ryan's kid pics, she suggested. Baby photos always steal the show. I chuckled. But the seed planted. Direct questions were off limits. But maybe old mementos weren't prying. In his walk-in closet, atop shelves of tailored suits, sat a dusty banker's box labeled college junk. Harmless. I told myself, just snapshots of him. Not them. Heart racing with illicit thrill. I dragged it down. Dust motes dancing in the air. Inside, faded textbooks. A frayed NYU hoodie. Spiral notes in his precise script. At the bottom, a slim velvet album. Pulse quickening. I cracked it open. Early pages were innocent Ryan at frat bashes. Cap and gown triumphant. Then, a page turn stole my breath, a sun-drenched portrait of teenage Ryan. Arms around a beaming couple. His dad gazed at him with unbridled pride. Mom nestled close, eyes alight with joy. No control freaks here, just pure, unbreakable love. Confusion crashed over me. This clashed with his narrative of rejection. Sadness mixed with a budding distrust. Album in hand, I approached him on the sectional. Reading a thriller. Ryan. Check this out, I said lightly, holding the open page. His eyes lifted. Smile ready, then iced over. He rose slowly. Body taut. Where'd you get that? Voice flat. Lethal. Your closet box for the slideshow. I faltered. You all look so content. He snatched it, slamming it shut with a crack that echoed. I said leave it. Sophia. Fury simmered. Controlled but volcanic. Why dig? Respect my boundaries. Apologies tumbled out. But he cut me off, stowing it away like contraband. The day drowned in silence. He was a ghost in our space. That night, escaping to bed with a novel, I overheard him in the hall, phone pressed close. Tone arctic. Eavesdropping shamefully. I cracked the door. Don't push it, he hissed. The deal stands, you take what I provide. End of story. A frantic murmur replied. Try it. And you know the consequences. Chills raked my spine. Not a wounded son, this was a tyrant dictating terms. He hung up. Entered with his trademark grin. Bedtime. Love. I stared. Photos' warmth warring with this venom. In that instant, certainty hit. His story was fiction, veiling something sinister. The facade held, but cracks spiderwebbed. Ryan amped the charm, breakfast in bed. Spontaneous Broadway tickets. I love you-s like lifelines. It smothered. A gloss overwrought. I mirrored him, smiles. Hugs. Wedding chatter. But inside, trust evaporated. Our loft became a theater of pretense. I couldn't vow eternity to a stranger. Proof became my fixation tangible, irrefutable. Chance struck on a Thursday. Ryan's client dinner ran late. Alone. I logged into our shared finances, wedding budget review. I rationalized. Transaction scrolled, caterer deposits, band fees. Normalcy. Then, deeper, monthly $500 to Maple Ridge rentals. Unfamiliar. Recurring. Clockwork. Not ours. Gut twisting. I searched. A modest firm in Maple Ridge. A backwoods town 4 hours north. Adirondacks deep. Ryan never mentioned it. Dread bloomed. What if this hid them? Shaking. I accessed the tenant portal with our joint email. Password guess, his childhood lab's name. Maxwell 89. It worked. Dashboard revealed, lease in Ryan's name for a remote cabin on Whispering Pines Road. Puzzle snapped, photos family. Phone threats. Secret spot. Decision crystallized, confront the truth in person. No questions, he'd spin more webs. Address scribbled. Resolve stealing. Next on. Lie ready, heading to Mia's for a spa day, old sorority sis in Jersey. He hugged me. Oblivious. Relax. Babe. You need it. Kiss lingered. But felt like chains. I fled. Guilt churning with fear. City faded, skyscrapers to suburbs. Then rural voids. Highways shrank to lanes shadowed by pines. Towns grew shabby, rusted diners. Overgrown lots. GPS led to dirt paths. Branches clawing my SUV. Silence pressed. Isolation absolute. Arrival, end of Whispering Pines. Engine off. World hushed. The cabin? A ruined, sagging roof. Vines choking clabbered. Windows shattered or boarded. Relief flickered, abandoned investment? Then, curtain twitch. Eyes watching. Terror gripped. But truth beckoned. Path overgrown. Steps creaking. No knock instead. Side window. Grime-streaked but a clear smear. Peering in, barren hell. Flickering bulb over scarred table. Two emaciated elders. Man vigilant. Fists balled, woman vacant. Defeated. No life here, just survival. Horror solidified, Ryan's captives. Not cast-offs. Anger surged. Protective fire igniting. To the door. Knuckles rapping sharp. Locks tumbled, it cracked. Chain taut. Frail eyes, George. I presumed. Hi. I'm Sophia. Seeking George and Margaret Hayes. Panic flared, he scanned behind me. Ryan's fiancé, I added. Flinch like a whip rack. Door slamming instinct. Please, I pleaded. I want to help. War within him ended, chain unhooked. He'll rage, he whispered, ushering me into the chill void. Inside, crypt cold. Decay scented. Margaret stared wallward. Tear-tracked. George touched her, she turned. Eyes hollow. I sat. Voice breaking, Ryan said you disowned him, business feud. George's laugh was a sob. Our boy's a spinner. Truth poured, loving family. Hardware empire modest but cherished. Saved for retirement. Ryan. Rising star. Persuaded investment, charts. Jargon. Trusted son. Gave all. Faux gains. Then crash ruin. Shame isolated them. Ryan rescued with this hovel. Temporary. Stripped cards. Phones. Contacts. Jailed under protection. Groceries sparse. Rent from their remnants. My love? A thief. Abuser. Architect of despair. Drive home, rage-fueled blur. Loft alien now, props in his play. No tears, fury-forged plan. Laptop, his files. Embezzlement proof, transfers siphoned. Photos snapped. Suitcase, my essence only. Calls, Maple Ridge PD. Elder abuse report, state services. Neglect alert. Assurances, teams en route. He turned, Ryan entered. Roses in hand, my once favorite peonies. Mia fun. Kiss dodged. Didn't go. Visited Maple Ridge. Met your parents. Mask shattered, rage contorted. What? Bouquet dropped. They spilled all the theft. Isolation. Phone evidence waved. Sirens wailed nearer. Called authorities, they're freeing them. Panic overtook. Ring slid off. Clinked table. Done. Suitcase grabbed. Out into night. Sirens screamed justice. Freedom for us all. At the cost of my shattered heart, but worth every scar.